On Fest at 9 this Tuesday, the 18th of November 2025. Halted. Court suspends all construction at the controversial Trincomalee temple site. President Derana vows government will not allow anyone to incite religious or racial conflicts. Revoking pensions. Cabinet approves the bill to repeal the Parliamentary Pensions Act. Debt restructuring. Sri Lanka signs an agreement with Denmark to restructure $39 million in debt obligations. Economic momentum. October purchasing managers indices report significant improvements in both the manufacturing and services sectors.
From Derana, this is Derana First at 9. Live from Studio 24 in Colombo.
Good evening and welcome to First at 9 on Derana News Channel, Sri Lanka's most trusted news source. I'm Derana, joining you live with the latest in Sri Lanka and around the world. We begin with your top story. Now, the Minister of Public Security, Ananda Vijaypala, informed Parliament today that a temporary court order has been issued suspending any modification, removal or redevelopment of existing structures at the controversial temple site in Trincomalee until the 26th of November. In a related development, the opposition is demanding that the government immediately disclose which party requested protection for the Buddha statue at the premises, referencing a statement made by the Public Security Minister yesterday.
After laying the foundation stone for a new Dhamma school at the Sri Sambuddha Jayanti Bodhiraja Viharaya on Fort Road, Trincomalee, a Buddhist statue was installed last Sunday. Police later intervened and removed the statue, triggering tensions and resulting in 2 monks being hospitalized following an alleged assault. Following protests, police reinstalled the statue the next day. The chief prelate of the Amarapura chapter, Venerable Karagoda Uyangoda Maitrimurti Thera, has written to President Anura Dissanayake condemning the incident and questioning who ordered the statue's removal and the alleged assault on the monks. ITAC General Secretary M.A. Sumantiran, posting on X, said any hope of an impartial decision vanished when the statue was put back, claiming the government had shown itself to be a Sinhala Buddhist nationalist administration. He called for Tamil NPP officials, including Trincomalee MP and Deputy Minister Arun Hemachandra, to resign. As of this morning, the temple grounds remained peaceful. Forensic officers inspected the site for damages, while Buddhist clergy from several areas visited to observe the situation. Police informed court of the incident, and according to the Public Security Minister Ananda Vijaypala, a court order now restricts any modification, removal or redevelopment at the site until November 26th.
A comprehensive B report has been submitted to the court regarding this incident. The magistrate has ordered the recordings of statements from the monks that were present at the temple's Council of Lay Custodians. The case was ordered to be recalled on November 26th, and an order was issued restricting any modification, removal or redevelopment at the site. The district secretary has intervened to resolve the issues raised by the Coastal Conservation Authority regarding illegal construction at the temple premises and the borders of the temple grounds. Some people are working to incite racist and religious issues based on this incident. The NPP government will not let any citizen be treated unfairly.
Meanwhile, the chief incumbent of the temple, Venerable Kalyanavansha Thera, has filed a read petition before the Court of Appeal seeking an injunction against an order by the Coastal Conservation Department to demolish part of the temple. The petition requests that demolition be halted until the conclusion of the case. Meanwhile, several political parties commented on the incident.
The Public Security Minister said that the statue was removed to protect it. The President must reveal the people who were planning to attack. Those are the racists. The minister said the statue was taken to protect it. What is more suitable, to remove the statue or provide security to where it stands? The government is creating an issue. That is what they did. We saw that this is not a Buddhist nation anymore. We heard leader of the House, Bimal Ratnayaka, saying that before coming to power.
සිංහල බෞද්ධ රාජ්‍යයක් කියන එක පිළිගන්නේ නැහැ. ශ්‍රී ලංකාව සිංහල බෞද්ධ රාජ්‍යයක් නෙමෙයිනේ. ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ සිංහල බෞද්ධ රාජ්‍යයක් වෙන්න විදියක් නැහැ. මොකද ලංකාවේ ජනගහණයෙන් හතරෙන් එකක්ම ඉන්නේ හතරෙන් තුනක් සිංහල අය. ඊට පස්සේ හතරෙන් එකක් ඉන්නේ මුස්ලිම් දෙමළ
දැන් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැතුව
Now the statue has been returned without an issue. Subsequent action will be taken based on court orders. The Inspector General of Police has ordered an investigation into the reports of a monk being assaulted. There may be groups that are planning to rally people for their political gain on the back of this incident. The government will not allow that because we have seen things escalate into more violent situations starting with similar incidents. Therefore, we will not allow those incidents to take place again.
ඔබේ සම හඳුනාගෙන ඖෂධීය ශාකසාරමය Forever face wash එකක් භාවිතා කරන්න.
අප වෙනුවෙන් කැපවූ ලංකාවේ අපේ අංක 1 ජාලය ඩයලොග්. දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕන හොඳම තීරණය.
Meanwhile, President Anwar Sanayika addressing Parliament revealed that the Ministry of Public Security is scheduled to submit a report concerning the controversial incident at the temple site in Trincomalee. The head of state emphasized that his administration will not allow any party to exploit the incident to incite racism for political gain.
මේ ප්‍රශ්නේදී දැනටමත් මම මහජන ආරක්ෂා පිළිබඳ ලේකම්තුමාට කිව්වා නිශ්චිත අපිට වාර්තා කරන්න.
With regard to this issue, I've instructed the Secretary to the Ministry of Public Security to compile a report on the situation which transpired at a temple in Trincomalee. The Minister of Public Security disclosed that the Buddha statue was removed from the temple as a precautionary move to ensure its safety. When the statue was brought to the Trincomalee police station, the relevant entry on the police records clearly states that it was removed to ensure its safety. Thereafter, tensions flared between police and a group of racists. This posed a great opportunity for them to incite racism among the public. Afterwards, the Buddha statue was returned to the temple and its safety has been ensured. However, now there are several legal issues. During the meeting at the District Secretary's office yesterday, it was revealed that there is a land deed for the premises which had been issued in 2014. Although we call this site a temple, the premises had not been used as such recently. It had been used as a restaurant instead. However, following a complaint received claiming that the restaurant was operating illegally on the premises, the Director General of the Department of Coastal Conservation issued a directive to remove the illegal construction at the premises. An appeal has been filed with the Ministry of Environment against that order. The Secretary to the Ministry of Environment, however, has reiterated that the illegal construction at the site must be removed. However, during discussions with police and the Urban Development Authority, the monks had requested a period of 7 days as they intended to take the matter to the Court of Appeal. Accordingly, a grace period was granted until November 14th. However, this situation took place on the 16th of this month. It is evident that there's more to this story apart from the construction of the temple in question. It is possible that the general public may misunderstand the situation and assume that there had been a temple at the location previously. In reality, the land was under the ownership of a monk, but the premises had never been used for religious purposes. This is the truth. Following the tensions, a meeting was held at the government agent's office yesterday, during which it was decided to survey the land properly and grant the ownership of one side to the Department of Coastal Conservation and the rest for the temple. The legal situation was also deliberated during the meeting. The court had ordered that no new constructions be carried out at the premises, no existing constructions be demolished. Once the court verdict is issued and the land owned by the temple is demarcated, the relevant construction could begin. Therefore, it is clear that this issue has come to an end. My concern is why are some parties still harping on this issue? Some racist groups try to orchestrate a spectacle as they saw an opportunity to incite conflict. This government will not permit racism. Not even the Buddhists of this country condone it. It is imperative that everyone understand that this country's present or future political agenda will not be shaped by racism.
Cabinet spokesperson Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa assures that the government will not intervene in ongoing legal cases involving NPP members in order to protect them. He made this remark during the cabinet briefing today. He also noted that police have launched investigations into the illegal assets of 20 individuals identified over the past 2 weeks.
නියසි කශීනාට ඊයේ මරණ දඬුවම දුන්නා. ඔබතුමන්ලත් මං හිතන්නේ මැතිවරණ වේදිකාවේදී කිව්වා කලින් වෙච්ච අරගලේ දක්වා ගෙනාපු වැරදි වලට ඉන්න පාලකින්ට දඬුවම් දෙනවායි කියලා. ඔබ දන්නා ඒකේ විමර්ශන ක්‍රියාවලිය
As you know, some investigations related to those incidents have been completed and cases have already been filed before court through the Attorney General. It is now up to the judiciary to deliver the next ruling.
මාවිරු සැමරුම උතුරේ ඉන්දියාවේ LTT හිතවාදීන්ව කතා කරපු മന്ത്രിවරයෙකුත් පලාලි ගුවන්තොටුපලින් ඇවිල්ලා ඒ උත්සවවලට සම්බන්ධ වෙනවා කියලා ආරංචියක් තියෙනවා. ඔහුව 2011 වසරේ ලංකාවට එන්න ආපු වෙලාවෙදිත් ඔහුව හරවලා ඇරලා තියෙනවා. රජය මොන වගේ පියවරක්ද ගන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ?
නීතිය ක්‍රියාත්මක කරනවා.
We will not allow racism to take root. While we respect a person's right to commemorate their deceased relatives, no one has the right to promote or support terrorism.
පොලිස් අමාත්‍යවරයා පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේදී කතාවක් කරනවා. දේශපාලඥයන්ට පාතාල ක්‍රියාකාරීන් හා සම්බන්ධකම් තිබිච්ච බවත් අනාවරණය වෙලා තිබෙන බව. හැබැයි දේශපාලඥයන්ගේ නම් සඳහන් කරන්නේ නැහැ.
අවශ්‍ය දේවල්
The necessary information will be revealed at the appropriate time. From October 30th, 2025 to date, 16,738 individuals have been arrested. Investigations into the illegal assets of 20 individuals have begun. Based on the findings, there is a possibility that those names will be disclosed.
විෂමද්‍රව්‍ය සම්බන්ධව අපි තාමත් දකින්නේ නැහැ ජාතික ජනබලවේගයේ පක්ෂ ක්‍රියාමාර්ග ගැනීමක් පේන්නේ ඔබතුමාලා ඒ සම්බන්ධව ආරක්ෂා කිරීමේ තීරණයක දින්නේ
කිසිසේත්ම නැහැ.
Absolutely not. The same police force operating under this president and minister will continue arresting everyone involved, regardless of whether they voted for us or are related to someone who voted for us. There will be no political interference to protect anyone. If any party members are involved, they can resign immediately. In this government, we do not interfere with or suppress investigations concerning our own members.
The government has decided to submit to Parliament the draft bill to repeal the Parliamentary Pensions Act, taking another step closer to fulfilling a key election commitment made through the NPP manifesto, A Thriving Nation, A Beautiful Life. Meanwhile, Cabinet approval has also been granted to submit the State Loan Management Orders No. 2 of 2025 to Parliament for concurrence, empowering the State Loan Management Office to guide, monitor and evaluate primary traders in government securities transactions. With that, here's more on these and other key decisions taken at this week's Cabinet meeting.
The Cabinet decided to submit to Parliament the draft bill to repeal the Parliamentary Pensions Act, aiming to cancel pension rights for elected members of Parliament and their spouses. This follows the government's policy commitment made under the vision of a thriving nation, a beautiful life, and due approval sought from the Attorney General. The Cabinet approved the submission of State Loan Management Orders No. 2 of 2025 to Parliament for concurrence, empowering the State Loan Management Office to guide, monitor and evaluate primary traders in government securities transactions. This decision was prompted by provisions in the State Loan Management Act enabling the Ministry of Finance to strengthen oversight and regulation of state loan issuances. The Cabinet approved the implementation of the project to lay new pipelines from Colonava Refinery to Colombo Port under an EPCC model, including 2 onshore pipelines, an undersea pipeline and necessary terminal adjustments. This decision was made to replace the aging pipelines which frequently leaked, ensuring a reliable and modern system for transporting petroleum products. The Cabinet approved selecting a private investor to plan, build, finance and maintain the Ranminithana National Telecinema Park under a 30-year DBF4A model. The decision follows recommendations to modernize the facility and increase its utility and revenue through a competitive and transparent procurement process. Meanwhile, the Cabinet greenlit the proposal to complete the construction on the remaining 74 bridges identified under the Rural Bridge Programme. This move follows delays caused by halted construction since 2022, prompting the Cabinet to recommence work to ease public hardships and conclude the construction of the remaining bridges expeditiously. The Cabinet granted approval to contractually engage Maga Engineering Private Limited for the construction of a 7-story residential building in Kandy for Sri Lanka Railways. The decision follows the procurement evaluation where the company was selected as the best bidder after technical and financial assessments. The Cabinet approved the implementation of 9 new health sector projects under the 2026 budget to strengthen public healthcare services. This decision was prompted by the need to restart projects halted during 2021 to 2024 economic crisis and to introduce new initiatives as the economy improves, ensuring better health outcomes for the public.
Do what you do, let the world look up to you. Shoot what you see, be who you wanna be. Search with a smile, create your own style. Gemini Live, make moments come alive. Be anywhere, rock anytime. With awesome AI by your side. Be anywhere, rock anytime. Be brilliant, be always intelligent. Download fast, stream it all night. One tap, move, everything feel right. Snap it clean, edit like a pro. Smart water with Gemini, let the magic flow.
Introducing Samsung Galaxy A17 5G. The power to be always intelligent.
Musa Phoenix Natal Fiesta November 13 සිට 16 දක්වා අනුරාධපුර ස්පොට්නික් ක්‍රීඩා පිටියේදී.
The Government Medical Officers Association continued their trade union action for a second day today in protest of the inattention toward the health sector through the 2026 budget. Patients who visited government hospitals across the island were inconvenienced as a result.
The Government Medical Officers Association commenced a trade union action at 8 a.m. yesterday in protest of the government's failure to resolve issues within the health service and address the association's concerns with regard to the 2026 budget. As the trade union action continued today, doctors at all government hospitals refrained from providing selected services, including prescribing medicines to be purchased from external pharmacies and recommending tests to be conducted through external laboratories. Patients visiting government hospitals were inconvenienced owing to the trade union action. In the meantime, representatives of the Government Medical Officers Association called on National Organizer of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Nama Rajapaksa at the party headquarters office on Lotus Road, Colombo, to hold discussions pertaining to their concerns.
We have not been informed of a specific time frame within which solutions will be provided. This is why we decided to continue our trade union action until we are provided with solutions and a time frame for their implementation. Previous governments provided permits. Providing a permit is more beneficial for the government than providing 1,000 cabs.
The Association of Medical Specialists meanwhile warned it would launch a trade union action from the 24th of November if the government fails to provide solutions to key concerns, including amending allowances to reflect the grade system, provision of transportation facilities and the drafting of the service constitution. Against this backdrop, members of the association met President Anura Disanayake at the parliamentary premises for a discussion this afternoon.
ජනවාරි වෙනකොට මේ ප්‍රශ්නෙට සාකච්ඡා මාර්ගයෙන් විසඳුමක් ගන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි කියලා අපිට විශ්වාසයක් ඇති මට්ටමේ සාකච්ඡාවක් තිබුණා.
In the meantime, a group of unemployed graduates staged a protest in front of the presidential secretariat last afternoon demanding employment. Opposition leader Sajid Premadasa visited the site and held discussions with the protesters.
Issuing a cabinet paper, Prime Minister Dr. Harni Amarasuriya stated that there are 52,000 job vacancies available for graduates. There are 35,000 of you and 16,600 are present here. This issue can be resolved.
Welcome back to First at 9. Now taking you to more local news. The Supreme Court dismissed without consideration a fundamental rights petition filed by Venerable Thiniyawala Palitha Thera against a group including former Central Bank Governor Ajit Niwad Cabral. The petition alleged that the former Central Bank Governor and several others violated fundamental rights by authorizing a payment of 6.5 billion rupees from the state funds to Imad Zuberi, a Pakistani-American political donor. The petitioner claimed that the payment made during the presidency of Mahinda Rajapaksa was intended to enhance the image of Sri Lanka. The bench comprising Chief Justice Preeti Padman Surasena and Justices Mahinda Samyawardana and Sampath Vijayaratne delivered the ruling after considering preliminary facts pertaining to the case. Sri Lanka signed a bilateral agreement with the government of Denmark to restructure $39 million of outstanding debt, marking a key milestone in the country's external debt restructuring process. Following bilateral discussions after the conclusion of the MOU with the official creditor committee, Denmark agreed to extend a debt relief measure by rescheduling outstanding debts. The bilateral agreement was signed by Sri Lanka's Treasury Secretary Dr. Harshana Surya Peruma and Danish Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen. The National People's Power today grabbed Sitawaka Pradesh Sabha power after two indefinite adjournments and an opposition walkout. This development comes 6 months after the 2025 local government polls ended.
At the hotly contested Sitawaka Pradeshia Sabha election, not a single party or independent group secured an outright majority, raising concerns surrounding its functional capabilities. 23 local government councillors representing the NPP were elected to office, while 24 opposition councillors too secured their seats at the council. The Sitawaka Pradeshia Sabha was indefinitely adjourned on two occasions, once on the 17th of June and thereafter on the 15th of July, over escalated tensions concerning the election of the chairman. Off the back of these developments, the Sitawaka Pradeshia Sabha, chaired by the Western Province Local Government Commissioner Sarangika Kalhari Jayasundara, convened today, 6 months after the conclusion of the local government pause. At the session's outset, an election by way of an open ballot was called to determine whether the Sitawaka Pradeshia Sabha's chairman must be voted to office by way of a secret ballot or an open ballot. All three NPP councillors as well as a Sarvajana Balaya councillor out of the two councillors representing the opposition voted in favour of a secret ballot. At the decisive election, all 23 NPP councillors cast their votes in favour of a secret ballot to elect the chairman. One out of the two Sarvajana Balaya councillors elected to the Sitawaka Pradeshia Sabha also joined the NPP in voting for a secret ballot. The outcome of the vote enraged opposition councillors, who staged a walkout to further express their dissatisfaction. However, since the quorum requirement was met, the council proceeded to hold a secret ballot to elect its chairman, where the NPP's P.K. Premaratna emerged victorious. Premaratna received a total of 23 votes in his favour. The councillor representing the Sarvajana Balaya, who voted for a secret ballot, abstained from casting his vote at the chairman's election. In the wake of these developments, the Sarvajana Balaya suspended the party membership of Chandanamudun Kotua, the local government councillor who represented the party at the Sitawaka Pradeshia Sabha, and voted in favour of a secret ballot for deviating from the party's official stance.
Welcome back. Now taking you to business news, Sri Lanka's Purchasing Managers Index for October 2025 indicated expansions in both manufacturing and service sectors during the month. Central Bank in its report noted that the manufacturing PMI stood at 61.0 in October, up from 55.4 in September. In the meantime, the services PMI was recorded at 66.0, depicting a significant increase compared to 58.7 in the previous month. In the manufacturing sector, the increase was broad-based, with all sub-indices contributing positively to the sector's expansion. Expectations for manufacturing performance over the next 3 months remain positive, reflecting the positive sentiment ahead of the upcoming festive season. The expansion in the services PMI was led by wholesale and retail trade. In addition, business activities related to financial services continue to improve, supported by increased lending activities. Expectations for business activities over the next 3 months strengthened further, supported by favorable macroeconomic conditions, rising tourist arrivals, and an expected increase in demand during the festive season. Deputy Minister of Defence Arun Jayasekara says he will table in Parliament the recent defence agreements signed with the United States. The Deputy Minister made this statement in Parliament today during the committee stage debate on the budgetary allocations for the Ministry of Defence.
We are well aware of the drama surrounding Sevandi. However, once the drama involving Disna Niranjala was introduced, every other drama was neglected. How is this possible? None of the developments around the incident were made public simply due to the fact that she is a member of the NPP. The incident involving Tony Mohammed, who is the Dehiwala electorate organizer of the NPP and contested the parliamentary election in 2022, was concealed. You are aware that a group of organized criminals were extradited back to Sri Lanka from India. We were able to uncover a lot of information through them. Accordingly, investigations conducted since the 30th of August have revealed 7 T56 rifles, 1 T81 firearm, 6 pistols, 9 revolvers, 2 other firearms and 909 rounds of ammunition. Some are questioning what we have done after apprehending Sevandi. We have revealed politicians connected to the underworld. Investigations must be conducted and we are taking necessary steps. With political connections, a narcotic distribution network was formed in this country and we are successfully seizing those narcotics now. Special security has been provided to the JVP headquarters now. Even JVP General Secretary Trillian Silva is enjoying considerable security. The government is providing security for public representatives, but they have forgotten opposition MPs. On the 10th of June 2016, officer in charge of the crime unit of the Derana police, Sunit Pereira, made a confession before an additional magistrate regarding the merger of Tajuddin. He said apart from Aruna Senanayake, then director of the Criminal Investigation Department, Ranavira, also joined in fabricating evidence to mislead investigations. Now this Ranavira is an advisor of the Ministry of Defence. Now individuals whom the president described as stakeholders of the criminal underworld are part of your own regime. Then how are you planning to arrest the murderers of Tajuddin? Who are you deceiving? The president is always talking about the criminal underworld, but your government is giving promotions to the same criminals. A principal was arrested. Those who advise children to stay away from drugs are the same individuals who are dealing the drugs. An NPP organizer in Dehiwala was arrested. The wife of the principal is also an NPP member. A member of a university youth organization was arrested and his parents are NPP members and Pradesh Sabha councillors. But whom did you accuse? Even his connections with the underworld have been revealed by the criminals extradited from Indonesia. We will investigate them in future. Everyone knows about this. There is nothing new. We will reveal those connections in the future. It is clear that the government is not making an effort to ensure national security because they are puppets of external forces attempting to weaken our country. We have made this country dangerously vulnerable by secretly signing agreements allowing anyone to act in any way they want. We signed an MOU with the Montana National Guard and US Coast Guard on November 14th. I am tabling this MOU in Parliament so that anyone can access it.
Sri Lankan Airlines won the 2026 Apex Best in Food and Beverage Award for Central and Southern Asia. The airline also retained its 4-star major airline status at the recently concluded Apex Awards 2026, which recognized excellence based on over 1 million verified passenger votes from TripIt by Concur, a travel organizing app. The awards evaluate over 600 airlines globally to determine the best in each region as well as in seat comfort, cabin service, food and beverage, entertainment and Wi-Fi. That's all for tonight from First at 9. Thank you. Have a great night.